Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Everyday English Hub podcast. I'm Leo, your host, and I'm thrilled to have you join us today. Let me start with a question. Have you ever listened to a native English speaker and thought, wow, I wish I could speak that naturally? Imagine being able to order your favorite burger without hesitating or chatting effortlessly with people from different countries. That level of fluency is the dream for many English learners, isn't it? Today, we're going to explore some practical tips to help you achieve that smooth, natural sound when you speak English. So buckle up and get ready to dive in. The first tip for speaking like a native is to immerse yourself in the language. Think of it like diving into a pool filled with English words and phrases. Surround yourself with English as much as possible. Watch movies, listen to music, read books, and engage in conversations with English speakers whenever you can, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Talking to people in English will help you feel more comfortable and confident. The more you surround yourself with the language, the more it'll become second nature to you. Another valuable way to improve your English speaking skills is by engaging in conversation with native speakers or anyone who speaks English well. I know this can be challenging if you don't live in an English-speaking country. But there are plenty of ways to find native speakers online or in your local community. You can join a language club, attend a meetup, or use a language exchange app to connect you with native speakers around the world. Imagine chatting with a native speaker who says, "Hey, that's lit." Instead of panicking, you'll confidently respond, "Oh, I know what that means. It means something is really cool or awesome." You'll be able to continue the conversation smoothly, just like a true native speaker. Now let's talk about pronunciation and intonation. These are crucial for sounding like a native speaker. You could have perfect grammar and a wide vocabulary, but if your pronunciation isn't clear, it'll be tough for people to understand you. Intonation, on the other hand, gives your speech that natural rhythm and flow. So what should you do? Listen to native speakers as much as you can. Watch movies, TV shows, and listen to podcasts in English. Pay attention to how they pronounce words and how their voices rise and fall. Then comes the fun part. Practice. 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 Repeat what you hear and try to mimic the way native speakers talk. Next, let's talk about slang and idioms. These are the spices that make English vibrant and exciting. Native speakers love to sprinkle their conversations with phrases like piece of cake, hit the sack, and hang in there. Learning these expressions will not only help you sound more natural, but it'll also make you sound cooler and more relatable. So, start listening to them in movies and TV shows. And don't hesitate to use them in your conversations. Your friends will appreciate your efforts, and you'll feel more connected to the language. Last but not least, you need to adopt a learning method that works best for you. One great technique that I highly recommend is called shadowing. This is where you try to copy the speech of native speakers. It's like having a one-sided conversation with them, where you repeat what they say. It might feel a bit silly at first, but trust me, it works wonders. Another fun way to practice your speaking skills is by using short film clips. You can find plenty of these on channels like Everyday English Hub and English Learning on the Go. These channels offer exercises where you can practice your speaking skills through shadowing and duet exercises with the videos. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but won't I sound like a robot if I just repeat what others say? Not at all. The more you practice, the more natural and smooth your speech will become. Before we wrap up, let's explore some important vocabulary words related to today's topic. The first word is stutter. When you stutter, your speech isn't smooth. It might sound like you're stuck on a word or repeating sounds. Stuttering can be a sign that language learners aren't confident enough. Next, we have fluent. If you're fluent in a language, you can speak it smoothly and easily. Like water flowing, the more you listen to English and practice speaking it, the more fluent you'll become. The third word is immerse. To immerse yourself in something means to surround yourself with it completely. Immersing yourself in the English language is one of the most effective ways to learn. Moving on to slang. Slang refers to informal language often used by specific groups. It can include words, phrases, or even unique pronunciations. For example, cool is slang for good or excellent. Lastly, we have relatable. If something is relatable, it means it's easy to connect with or understand. Many learners find the experience of understanding English but not being able to speak it fluently quite relatable. Now, let's explore some fun facts about the English language. Did you know that English is one of the most popular languages in the world? It's like a rock star of languages. English started as the main language of the internet. And even today, the people who build websites and apps, often called developers, use English as their primary language. That's why about 70% of all information online is in English. Believe it or not, the letter J is actually the newest member of the English alphabet. Back in the day, there were even more letters, 29 to be exact. The Latin alphabet, which English is based on, didn't even have a J. English is a growing language, like a giant word tree that keeps adding new branches. Every year, around 4.000 new words are added to the language. With all this growth, it's no wonder there are over 1 million words in English. Don't worry, though, most people don't use all of them. In fact, most English speakers use around 20.000 words regularly. Like hello, friend, and pizza. There are another 40.000 words that we might understand when we hear them. But we don't necessarily use them ourselves. So, there you have it, folks. Simple yet effective ways to start speaking like a native English speaker. Remember, practice makes perfect, and most importantly, have fun with it. Until next time, keep practicing, and happy speaking.